Doreen, tell me please, do you have any recipes in your families that have been passed down through generations?
Well, thanks to my grandpa, now I know 99 ways of cooking dumplings. Actually.
Oh, wow, great. And today, by the way, we will learn some of the family recipes from our guests from Sweden.
Let's explore Swedish cuisine.
That's great. And today our guests are Eva Pulano, the ambassador of the Kingdom of Sweden to Kazakhstan.
And Agnes Söderblad, the intern at the Swedish Embassy from Stockholm University. So, dear Ambassador, dear Agnes, welcome to our kitchen. Please tell us, what are we going to cook today?
First of all, thank you so much. It's a great pleasure to be here and to be able to share our cooking traditions with our dear Kazakh friends. So we will cook for you something very Swedish and very typical Swedish. We have our traditions back in the countryside because actually Sweden is very rich nowadays, but more about 100, 120 years ago, we were among the most poor countries in Europe, and we were late urbanized, so we are still having many traditions, like you also have in Kazakhstan.
Yes,
we share that. But we have brought in our traditions from the farmer society. So what we will cook for you today is potatoes, which is very normal. But for you to know, I mean, in Asia, a bit further away, rice is the staple food, but for us, potato is really something we eat all the time with our meals. We eat it with dill, and the salmon we are going to cook for you today is a very healthy fish, as you know, full
we're
of
so excited about it. Yes, exactly.
And then we have a sauce, which I will tell you later about, but it's very rich with tastes of red caviar and red onions.
Yes, before we start, let me ask you about your apron. It looks fantastic, by the way.
I'm sorry I said no to your beautiful talk and cook apron. But I wanted not only to share my cooking traditions from Sweden, but also the apron style here.
Yeah.
And we have a very famous Swedish artist, Carl Larsson. He was married to Karin Larsson. They were both artists. They live in a province close to the Norwegian border, Dalarna, Dala-Karlia, and they created a very beautiful country style in their home. They also established a sort of modern way of cooking together and using an apron of cotton, but with a lot of colors. And it's made in this way. So I have made this. I love the wild strawberries. You know, this is not strawberries, it's wild strawberries.
Exactly.
Actually, I was in Pavlodar this weekend, and they offered me wild strawberries yam. So wild strawberries is the apron, and then this style is very typical. Karin Larsson.
So it really represents, you know, the traditions and customs.
Yes.
Yep. And now I think we are ready to proceed with the next stage. So what would be the first stage?
Since the salmon shall be accompanied by a sauce, it is very important to know that the sauce need to be staying overnight or for several hours. So let's start with the sauce.
Yes.
Okay.
And the sauce is based on crème fraîche, as we call it, but we know that you call it smetana.
Yes.
So it is 2 deciliters of smetana and then 1 deciliter of mayonnaise. And we mix it with the finely chopped red onion. And we also then, of course, with salt and pepper here. But the main ingredients is the red caviar and the dill. And you shall leave a little bit on the side for decorating on top of it also, because it will give a very beautiful, it's also important that food is beautiful. You eat with your eyes. And
all of
you
that
taste,
aesthetics,
it's a comprehensive experience.
Yes.
So I would like to use a bowl from here. I think it is there. Take the big one, perhaps in this. This one is good. This is perfect. So, and then I can take a spoon from here.
Tablespoon?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes. And I'm glad to have Agnes, our intern, with me here today to help me with cooking here. But let me take all of this, crème fraîche,
Yeah.
smetana.
Oh, kaymak. In Kazakh.
Kazakh, yes.
Is that kaymak?
Yeah.
Of course, in Kazakh. Yeah, that's
Great.
right. Yes, yes. And
We're just enriching our vocabularies today.
absolutely, yes. And then we do the mayonnaise.
Okay.
It will give a little bit of a softer taste to it. And also then with the very rich red onions. I actually
yeah.
prefer red onions to yellow onions because they have more taste and they also give a beautiful,
Colors.
yeah,
yes.
beautiful color. And then we leave this for
Yeah.
decoration, perhaps. So now we can say that the sauce looks fine and ready, but I think we can put on this because it looks nice, so that they
Yeah.
can, you know.
Does it need more dill maybe?
Yeah, okay, but then we do the dill on top,
I like that, yes.
a little bit like that, and then we have this. So, and I mean, then why not put on everything else? And now you ask what is next. The next thing is to be ready with the potatoes, and we have, thanks to your, we do this like that. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
Green and red
Green
and
and
white. Look, nice. Huh?
Very colorful.
Nice.
Yes. Salmon.
And
yes,
the
main
salmon
part.
is very important in this recipe to cook with aluminium foil. So the healthy thing here is that we shall put the salmon on the foil here, but then we shall have it on an oven dish. So we, yes,
Yes.
great.
Do we perhaps have a baking sheet?
Yes, we could have a baking sheet. That's not nice, exactly. We take one. So the good thing with this recipe is that it actually can be just put in the oven for, depends on the size, but for this I would say 25 minutes.
Is it enough?
Yes, that's good, perfect.
Yep.
And then I take the salmon and we put it here. And then we can do a little bit like that, right there. Then it is well placed on the lemon, on the foil, but with the lemon it must come, perhaps we must cut this and
We can slice it up.
you can do that,
Okay,
Agnes.
let me help you.
It should be rather thin, thin slices.
Yeah. And in the meantime, we can do the pepper.
Uh-huh.
I guess I did it as thin as possible.
Yes.
That's perfect.
For me,
Then we
of
do like
course.
that.
Ah.
Perhaps we shall also put the salt on before we put that. So, like that.
It will absorb it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that. And let's, Agnes, let's cover it with lemon. This will be fine.
Yes. We should really put a lot.
Yeah.
And then excellent that we have Darian cutting so
I guess
nicely,
that would be
thinly
enough.
And
sliced.
it's all healthy, you know, fish, olive
Yeah.
oil,
Yes.
greens.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
So
It's all good for health.
this is what we must eat at least once a week. And I actually like to use this now. Look at that. So we can
Juice, the lemon
use it
juice. Yeah, okay,
in with the
great.
lemon. Yes, a little bit of them. And then we put on this.
Yes.
Perhaps we take away this so we have only the beautiful ones. And Agnes and I will put it on here.
Okay, great.
Yeah, look at that. So here we have a dish that in 25 minutes will be perfect and ready. It's very important not to leave it too long. So you have to be careful with taking it out
Okay,
on
yeah.
time, otherwise it becomes dry. And it's very nice when it's juicy and
Yes,
soft. So
juicy,
let's put
right.
it
So
in the
we're
oven.
gonna put it on
In the oven.
Okay,
the
let me
oven,
put my
okay.
gloves before.
Okay, and while we're waiting for
Yes.
our salmon and for our potatoes, please tell us more about your maybe living experience here in Kazakhstan, in the center of Central Asian, center of Eurasian continent.
Yes.
Yeah, so I am very glad to have this possibility to serve as the Swedish ambassador here since December 2022. Kazakhstan has, of course, been developing impressively quickly. So as you all are already talking about, all the global powers are around here, but especially from the European Union, we are eager to enhance and always show ourselves and reconfirm that we are strategic partners with Kazakhstan.
Yes.
And we work on trade and political dialogue and investments. And I find that extra interesting now because there is a strong interest everywhere, not the least from your government and from my government.
I'd like to put emphasis on one field for cooperation about healthcare sector, because I know last year you conducted a roundtable about healthcare cooperation between Kazakhstan. So how the things are progressing?
Well, it's going very well. I had a meeting with the Vice Minister of Health. We work a lot on digitalization of the healthcare, but we also work a lot on our technology in healthcare, and we have Swedish, British. They have real strong plans already signed with your government to start production of medicine here in Kazakhstan, which is very important. The President Tokayev's strong interest to
major step,
diversify its economy away from oil and gas and mineral resources, but to have also factories and production. So we work not only on that production of medicine, but very often also sharing our healthcare practices. But we also work a lot on anti-cancer treatment. The only Swedish gamma knife, which is an anti-brain cancer tumor treatment that is in Central Asia, is here in Astana in the neurosurgical hospital. And we work a lot on developing that further. And then we are very proud to work with a Swedish company, a global leader in dialysis, kidney dialysis. They are present in 54 clinics all over the country in all provinces. And this is a very important ingredient in healthcare from Sweden. But most of all, we were proud in November last year to welcome a delegation from Ministry of Health to study what we have and what you want to learn from us. And we would like also to learn from you about rural digital health. And now we have a seminar on that on the 27th of September with your Ministry of Health. Very important to see how President Tokayev's plan to build, I think, 300 or 400 clinics all over the country, to fill them with our know-how and your know-how and working together on healthcare.
That's a very good dynamic, yes, which is going on between our countries. And if I may ask you on more of your personal experiences here in Astana.
I love seeing your country. I most of all must thank you for being such an outstanding, extraordinary, friendly country. Your hospitality is fantastic. And I have really been traveling around, working in many, many countries. I've been working at 15 embassies. I've been seeing, I think, 120 countries in the world. But I really mean it. There is no country like Kazakhstan when it comes to hospitality, welcoming with your traditions. And I've been traveling to Kyselorda, to Pavlodar, of course, to Almaty, Karaganda. We are hopefully going. I've also been to Atirau and Mangestau, and so. But always when we go, especially together with the European Union colleagues, ambassadors, we are warmly welcomed by your governor, by your people. They sing and dance and share their food. So I like it very much.
That's amazing to hear that. Thank you for this warm feedback. Yes. And while we are waiting for our dish to be cooked, let me introduce you some interesting facts about Sweden.
Did you know that Sweden has an official candy day called Saturday Sweets? Every Saturday, families across Sweden indulge in sweets, following a tradition that goes back to the 1940s. On average, a typical family of 4 goes through about 1.2 kilograms of candy each week, with most of it eaten on Saturdays. But here is the surprising part. This custom originated from a medical experiment in a psychiatric hospital in Lund, where patients were deliberately fed large amounts of candy to study its effects on tooth decay. day. The results were clear. Sugar causes cavities. So the Swedish National Health Council recommended limiting candy consumption to 1 day a week, and the tradition has stuck ever since. In Sweden, there is a unique tradition known as the crayfish party. This bright and joyful celebration takes place in August and marks the end of summer. During a crayfish party, tables are decorated with candles, paper lanterns, and party hats. During a crayfish party, tables are decorated with candles, paper lanterns, and party hats, with boiled crayfish served with dill as the main dish. Did you know that in Sweden, coffee breaks are a full-fledged social ritual called fika? It's not just about grabbing a quick coffee. Fika is all about taking a moment to relax, connect with others, and enjoy something sweet, often in cinnamon bun. In the Swedish culture, this tradition is key to maintaining a healthy balance between work and rest. In fact, at companies like Volvo and IKEA, fika is part of the official daily schedule. So next time you're enjoying a coffee break, think of it as your own little fika moment.
So, we already removed all the hot water from this bowl, and now our potatoes are done.
Yes.
So now we have to take it out, our salmon.
Yeah.
I guess it is already baked. Oh, look at this. Let me take it.
Wonderful.
What a smell, actually.
The long-awaited moment.
Yes.
Great.
So,
here are our plates, so we can serve our dish.
Yes.
We should check if it's. Yes, we can check if it's done by if it flakes when you push it with a fork. Then you know that it's
Let's
done.
check it.
Please
Let's
show
check
us,
it.
Agnes,
Yes.
Okay.
your secret. Look at
Not
this.
so. I think it looks perfect actually.
Because as I said in the beginning here, it's important not to overcook. So this looks perfectly juicy. Look at that. Yes.
Look at that.
If you push down just a little bit, it flakes like this.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's done.
Like the fillet is falling.
Great, it's so juicy.
Perfect. Agnes, what a talent you are. Not only in writing political reports at the embassy, but you can also cook. That's the multi-talented woman that we need
Thank you.
everywhere.
Look at
So
this.
what do you think about that?
Wow,
A
that's-
typical Swedish dish.
That's really,
Salmon
really
baked in
good.
oven, potatoes, and the red caviar sauce.
It looks perfect.
Perfect, right. And now we're inviting you to the dinner table to taste it all together.
Lovely.
Now let's switch to the most cherished and long-awaited part when we can try our dish. So yes, bon appetit
Yes.
to everyone.
Thank you. Bon appetit. I hope you
Okay.
will like our Swedish cooking.
Yes, I will go straight to the salmon.
Well,
Good,
Tastes delicious.
very good. And the sauce
Yes.
is also good. Yeah. What do you
Anyway.
think of your own of your own cooking
I'm
today?
actually very happy that it turned out so well. And for my taste, it has good pepper and salt.
And actually, we also have something for you. Those are our, particularly this part is our Kazakh traditional sweets.
How lovely.
For example, this is something called zhend in Kazakh. It is ground and baked millet mixed with sugar. So it's also delicious.
Oh, lovely.
And of
Yes.
course, Bauersacks.
Yeah, I love them.
probably
Bauersacks
tasted
is so
it.
good.
Yes,
I cannot really stop eating them when I see them.
Yeah.
And they are so good.
Traditional bakery, yes.
Thank you.
And we have
yes,
cinnamon here. Yes.
So, as you know, we have this Swedish tradition to bake and offer this, and Agnes and I, we are glad to share with you. We brought them for you to have as dessert. And the cinnamon buns is, you can tell how you bake them, please, perhaps?
Well, it's rather easy, actually. You just,
Agnes?
It's a simple dough of milk and yeast and flour and a little bit of sugar and a lot of butter. But the part that is a bit tiring is it has to rise for a very long time.
Yeah.
Traditional cinnamon buns, you bake and then it rises, and then you put the dough out, you roll the dough out, it rises again, and then it rises 3 times in total.
So it takes time, yeah?
It takes
Yes,
time.
it
You
takes
must
a lot
have
of time.
patience, but it's worth it.
It's worth it because you make so many at the same time.
But thank you for also so much for sharing your beautiful sweets from Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
It's a great way of socializing, to eat together and taste from each other.
It's like, yes, food diplomacy, how we call it.
Yes.
And it's also very good to have this exchange of, products from Kazakhstan and Sweden, and to taste it, and to share all the good memories together, right?
That's right.
So before we let you go, we've got one more present for you. Please, here you can also find some Kazakh national sweets. You can share it with your family.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Wow, thank you.
look at this. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Wow, so beautiful, and chocolate
sweets.
and fantastically decorated.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very, very much.
Yes, thank you for taking part in our show today. It's a pleasure.
We are very glad and honored that we were invited, and you are welcome to the Swedish Embassy to have dinner with us, and we will cook something different for you, also typical Swedish.
Thank you very much for being a wonderful guest. Good luck with your job, and wish you the best with your internship, Agnes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Darian. Thank you so much, Ainur.
Thank you.
Lovely.
That's it for today. All the episodes of Talk and Cook Show you can find on our official website of the Silkway TV channel. So stay tuned and see you next week.